One.
Hey!
Portfolio!
I fucking can't. Portfolio?
Yep. It was either that or disestablishmentarianism.
Wow. Hey, horror heads.
Howdy, folks.
So, guess who's back? Back again. Horror's back.
Back.
Tell your friends. So,
Horror. So anyway, I got it.
we're back.
Yeah.
Previously stated in an episode that will be played after this one.
Probably.
Most
likely.
Excuse me. We did have to take a brief hiatus. Doing serial killers and stuff like that.
Talking about stuff that's happened in real life. Because, like when we say real life, we mean, like, actual serial killers, actual murders. It's fun to talk about, but when the reality of it hits you, it takes a very big mental and emotional toll on you.
Especially on me, because that's typically what I do.
That's all she does. Don't let her fool you. If it's not supernatural TV shows, it's true crime and serial killer stuff.
Yeah.
She is a white woman. All y'all white women watch serial killers.
We don't fuck around. Anyway,
so they can figure out how to get away with murder. In fact, there's an entire TV show called How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're back, and it's been several months, but we're back. And we figured, just in time for Christmas...
She's gonna tell you a spooky Christmas ghost story.
Oh, no. No.
Oh?
We're gonna talk about Krampus.
Ooh! It's funny, because I actually just watched that movie again recently.
Me too.
The 2015 one with Adam Scott?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, or as us in the States with...
Krampus!
No culture...
Krampus!
We call him Krampus.
No, you gotta say it with the stereotypical Southern accent. Krampus!
But he's known as Krampus.
Krampus. Basically, imagine evil Santa, and that's the broadest stroke of a thing you can give.
Not necessarily.
Oh, you did some digging.
I did some dagging.
Nice.
So, Krampus, Saint Nick's evil twin.
Also known as Santa's shadow from a few things I've seen.
The Yule Demon.
Well, shit, that is a baller name. I gotta say that for myself.
The YuleGhoul.
Oh, I like that one.
Okay, so first let me say, I've seen the movie Krampus, the one you're talking about, from 2015.
Yep, it's got Adam Scott, it's got David Koechner, the mother from Hereditary, Toni Collette, there's her name.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of big name actors in it.
And the woman...
Well, maybe not big name, but you know.
I mean, they're pretty big names now.
Yeah.
And the other one I recognized was, I forget her name, but she was the maid in 2.5 Men.
Yes, Bertha.
Yeah.
So, let me say, I've seen Krampus several times, but I had no...
background for it?
Freaking idea how many there were.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of Krampus movies.
Until I
Krampus
researched
movies. And a lot of them are pretty
bad.
eh.
Bad.
Because
Me being
B-movies.
I had to watch a few of them because, horror cultural and shit. And
so you subjected yourself to these.
I did. You know, I do it for our 3 fans.
All 3.5 of you.
All 3 of you. So, without further ado, let's get into the history or lore of
Krampus.
So, he is a European legend said to originate from Germany. However, I've also seen that his lore was from Central and Eastern Alpine folklore. Mm-hmm. Of course, now, I had no idea what regions those were, so I had to look it up. I suck with geography, and it was France, Switzerland, Italy, I'm gonna fuck this up real bad,
Liechtenstein.
Okay, that. Austria, Germany, and Slovenia.
Basically, most Germanic countries.
Yeah.
That little cluster there.
I think at one point they were all Germany, and then they split up.
Yeah, they were like, haha, no.
Yeah, they all, like, split up after
Yeah.
the dude with the funny mustache.
The Charlie Chaplin lookalike. You know, that guy.
Yeah. So, the origins of Krampus are not super clear, but he does have pre-Christian origins said to date back to the 6th or 7th century CE.
So, what...
Wait, I had no idea what CE meant. I had to Google that shit.
I know BC... I used to know.
BC is before Christ.
Well, there was also BCE.
CE is Common Era.
That's what it was. BCE is before Common Era.
I always say before Christ. Same fucking thing.
Yeah, it really is.
But I think...
Do you know what AD stands for bonus points?
After death?
Anno Domino. Year of our Lord.
What Lord are we talking about?
The Jesus. That's
I'm good.
No, but that's what it means. Anno Domino is the year of our Lord.
I'm good.
There's some fun facts for you.
So
I'm loaded with them. That's why I'm so fat.
So I did look to see what, like, the time period of the Common Era was.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are past the Common Era,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know what that is now.
I'll look that up while you're
So
reading.
you can use the Googlers to figure that out. But, yes.
So
CE means Common Era.
So for the layman,
Like me.
most like us and, you know, all 2.5 of you that are listening.
Maybe 3.
Maybe. Anyway, what I know about Krampus is that he basically is the antithesis of Santa. He goes out and kidnaps naughty children and stuffs them in his little
That's
bag.
what you think you know.
Ah.
We gonna get into that.
So
Okay.
that's pretty much what I know from what I've been told and what I have seen in other media aside from the Krampus movie.
That beer is definitely not cold enough. Okay, so his name is derived from the German word Krampen, which means claw.
Huh.
He's said to be half goat,
Mm-hmm.
half demon, and it's said that
And all beast mode, anyway.
well, he is pretty beefed up.
Oh, yeah.
And it's said that he's very hairy, either black hair or brown hair. Now, the pictures that I saw, he was buck-ass naked.
Yeah.
But in the movies, he's got like
the whole cloak going on.
the whole cloak, which makes him look even creepier.
Yeah, and the fact that like the face that you do see is literally it. So
it goes. He's got the sharp fangs.
but he's got like an old man face.
Yeah.
But the way that it's styled, the old man face looks like a mask because you can see where his eyes are.
sunken in
It's like
eyes.
sunken in, and it doesn't look like it's connected.
Right. So he looks like a demon, but he has goat horns, cloven feet, claws for hands, fangs, and a split tongue. So he's got like a serpent tongue.
Yeah. So Common Era and AD are the same thing. That's all it means.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can do 2022 CE or AD 2022.
Okay, so he's also thought to be part of pagan rituals for the winter solstice, which is coming up.
Yeah. It's what, the 21st usually?
21st or 23rd.
Oh,
The first day of winter.
Well, if it's the 23rd, that'd be awesome for what we're talking about.
Right? Because that's when we're releasing this episode.
This episode just got real meta.
According to legend, he is the son of Hel, Hel,
Yes.
who is the Norse god of the underworld.
Yes. Which is probably where we get the term hell from.
Right. So, as Christianity began spreading,
As Christianity began stealing other things, like it does, moving on.
like, you know,
like Christmas.
which is really Yule. Anywho, Krampus became tied to it.
Mhm.
Even though the Catholic Church tried to ban him, it didn't happen.
Go
Go
take
figure.
that, Christianity.
Go figure.
Christianity 0, paganism 1.
Hey, nothing against anyone's
No,
religions.
I'm just joking.
No, I have this written down. Practice what you want. It's just not cool to try to relate some.
Do not force your own beliefs.
Woo! Let's try that sentence again. It's just not cool to try to erase someone else's belief system. You know what I mean? Like,
don't erase someone else's
don't beat
history.
me over the head with your religion when I'm not doing it to you.
Don't erase someone else's history to benefit your own history.
Exactly.
And don't shove religion down other people's throats, because that's how you get wars.
Yeah. Any whorebag, Krampus and Saint Nick are both said to arrive on December 5th. Now, again, this is in Europe, not here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you're of German or...
Unless you're directly descended from that part of the world and their culture.
Right. So, unless you're of German or Austrian
just
or
those Alpine/Germanic cultures.
Right. Unless you're from that descent and you believe in his legend, then, yeah, I guess it would qualify, here too. So... while jolly old Saint Nick rewards good children by leaving presents, Krampus beats those who are naughty with branches and sticks.
Okay, that I did hear of.
And I have also seen he carries chains with bells, and in some cases, he is said to eat the bad kids or stuff them into his version of the Santa sack and then take them to his lair or to hell.
Yes, that's the part I've heard.
Which is what his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Hell.
But yeah, that's the part I've heard, is where he kidnaps them and takes them away.
He likes to torture them in some things I've read. Not just beat the shit out of them. But I mean, torturing them and then eating them would be the worst thing that, he could do.
Mm.
Now, on November 6th, kids awaken to either open their gifts, if they were good, or nurse their injuries if they were bad. Like, what a friggin' way to wake up.
You wake up, oh, my butt hurts. That's what you get for being a little shit.
So, in the beginning I said Saint Nick's evil twin.
Yeah.
So, is Krampus Saint Nick's evil twin? Like, are they really related?
I always hear it as he's Santa Claus's shadow.
They travel together.
Yeah.
He's not his shadow.
No, not metaphorically speaking, not his actual shadow.
So, like, I dug pretty deep and I couldn't find, like, any concrete evidence saying that they are actually related. I think my perspective is the term evil twin merely implies that he's the opposite of, old Santa. But he is known to accompany him, and he's the bad guy while Saint Nick is the good guy. So it's like that typical, good and evil chestnut. The yin and yang thing.
Das wird man sich als wer wohnt es Kind.
Okay.
That's what you get for being a spoiled child, is probably what all those parents say to their kids on Christmas Day.
You fucking little bastard, Krampus is gonna get you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, because that's what it translates to. That's what you get for being a spoiled brat.
Oh.
I'm sure your German relatives will probably correct me on that.
I'm getting to that. So, I also saw that Saint Nick had some other little naughty friends besides Krampus that he hangs out with.
Really?
So I might have to do that in another episode.
You can do name drops for now.
That tricky ass Santa.
Well, we got Krampus and his dark elves. So,
despite all the attempts to eradicate Krampus, he's really a beloved character in the Austrian and Germanic folklore. I mean, if a half demon, half goat who beats and eats kids and then drags them to hell can be a beloved character, that's what he is.
Drag Me to Hell is an underrated Sam Raimi film. Continue.
I didn't care for it all that much.
I didn't care for it at first because at the time my brain didn't comprehend horror comedy.
I may have to watch it again, but I've watched it like 3 times, and all 3 times
I feel like we're getting...
Yeah, we're not talking about Drag Me to Hell, okay?
Talking about spooky goat man.
They even have a festival called, and I'm totally going to fuck this up.
Do it.
Krampusnacht.
Krampusnacht, Night of Krampus.
Krampus Night.
Yeah.
How does one partake, and what is it about? Well, basically you dress up. You dress up like Krampus himself, or what your idea of him is, and run through the streets. I can't talk.
You having some issues there, Ben?
Fucking hell. And you run through the streets, shaking chains with bells or birch sticks, and yelling and screaming at kids in order to scare them into being good. This takes place December 5th as well. So basically, get dressed up. Oh, and I forgot, you get to drink beer.
Of course, as Germany likes to do.
So, you can really scare the fuck out of kids. Grab your favorite chains and bells along with your best birch sticks.
Nice.
Then run around town scaring all the little shit kids you can find. Sounds like Halloween for us.
It really does, not gonna lie.
I read they're actually having one in Florida for the first time this year. So that sounds pretty damn cool. So that's the basics on Krampus. Now, I do have German siblings.
I was gonna say, we're gonna get into some deep lore with this.
I asked your aunt, Gita.
Oh yes, Edie and Gita.
Eddie didn't respond, but your aunt Gita, never heard of it.
Really?
Never heard of it.
Huh.
And I, myself, was also shocked.
I mean...
She had to Google it. She's only 6 years older than me, and we're not going to say how old I am, so fuck you. But... she's only... And she was...
Gita, have you heard of Krampus? 9?
She had to Google it.
Does she know it by a different name, or just not at all?
Not at all.
Well, shit. You would think that, even just, the name would be recognizable. Huh.
I was so fucking disappointed. I thought I was going to get, some good fucking...
Some good,
dramatic stories.
Some deep
from
lore
my
of
sister
Krampus.
Who was born and raised and still lives in Germany, and her spoken language is German. When I speak to my siblings, we have to use Google Translate. And she had nothing.
That's weird.
Nothing.
I mean, from our perspective, it's weird. But to Germans, it's probably yeah, not everyone fucking knows what Krampus is, guys.
I was just shocked. So anyway.
I mean, granted, we come from a culture where Mickey Mouse and Ronald McDonald are almost as recognizable as Jesus.
And we also, as Americans, have to fucking make movies about everything.
Oh, yeah. There's no such thing as an original idea anymore.
So, that's the basics on Krampus. Now we can do some horror movie shit. So the most famous Krampus movie is
Krampus. Featuring Adam Scott, Tony Collette, blah, blah,
and it
blah.
was released, that's the one.
2015, I think?
Yes. But little did I know, like I said, that there were some that came before, during, and after.
Really?
So, I just spit on my laptop. Hold on to your candy canes and ass cheeks, because here we go.
That was good. I'll give you that one.
I found a bunch of them streaming on Tubi, and that Tubi is free. I brought myself to watch 2.5 of them, and after that,
the third one was that bad.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So, the first one I watched was Krampus, the Christmas Devil, which came out in 2014.
Okay. And how was that one? I could see the look on her... If you could see the look on her face, she gave me the... You really don't want to know.
So that was the first one, and then it had a part 2.
Yeah.
Which was Krampus 2. The Devil Returns.
How'd I know? How'd I know that was going to be the subtitle?
Which came out 2016. Okay?
Just as bad?
As far as the movies, each one of those had a similar spin on this fantastic beast. He goes after the bad little boys and girls. Of course, there's other bits of slaughter and mayhem in there.
Because they're horror movies.
Now, Krampus, the original, the 2015 one, was a decent flick. It had your horror in it. It had some humor in it. It was funny.
Yeah.
And the little elves and the stuff that spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert for a 7-year-old movie.
Right. But some people haven't watched it. But anyway, the little stuffed animals and toys and shit.
The Jack in the Box was definitely the scariest part.
That fucked me all kinds of up.
The thing, honestly, when I first watched it, and the reason I didn't like it was the fucking gingerbread men. That took me out of the movie originally.
Especially when it comes down to chimney.
Yeah.
But anyway, that one was the best one.
Yes.
The two I'm talking about now.
Krampus 1 and 2,
The
what was it?
Christmas Devil and the Devil Returns.
Yeah.
Low budget.
Okay.
Is there anything lower than low budget?
Bottom of the barrel. So let me put it this way: if those movies were poop, would you look at them to check your health, or would you just immediately flush it because you don't want to know?
I don't want to know.
All right, there you go. Those movies were so bad to my mom that she wouldn't even look at them if they were poop.
Like, calling them low budget is being polite.
Oof. Oh.
I'm not knocking the movies because some of the...
She kind of is.
I totally am. Some of the acting was pretty bad, but there were funny parts in it.
Yeah.
Without giving too much away, they do tie... They were the first ones that I saw tie jolly old Saint Nick
into the story of it.
Into the story where they actually are traveling together. Now, the first one, spoiler alert, the daughter goes missing. Okay, the daughter of the cop who was also abducted by Krampus when he was little. And I'm saying Krampus because it wasn't Krampus, it was Krampus. But anyway, in the second one, it got real fucked up.
Oh, yeah?
Because, trigger warning, the daughter resurfaces and has sex with the dad. And they turn it like into this whole satanic thing, and Krampus isn't satanic. Krampus is folklore.
Yeah.
He's some would say a god.
I was gonna say he's like a folklore anti-hero, basically.
Deadpool.
Yeah. Except without the humor. Unless you're into that.
There is humor. There is humor in it.
Just
not the part where the daughter is
the dad.
And then gets pregnant.
No, I meant in Krampus lore in general. It's not, there's no real humor in it. He's basically just the anti-hero of Christmas.
Right. I mean, Santa isn't portrayed
no, he's not safe either. Let's be real here.
No, not in these two. In these two, Santa isn't his
jolly old self.
Nick self. Like, he's a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in here.
It's not... Wait, so you're telling me Santa isn't a jolly old fat man? You mean Coca-Cola has been lying to America for the past 70 years?
So...
That's a real deep joke. I hope someone gets that.
Yeah. Then I started to watch... Hold on.
Did I say 70? I meant more like 100.
Then I started to watch Krampus, The Reckoning.
Is that part of the first two, or is that just its own thing?
Completely different one.
Okay.
Also came out in 2015, and it's a Brit movie.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
No?
I couldn't even get through it.
Oh, that's the one you couldn't finish.
There's several. Well, alright, so here's the ones that are streaming on Tubi, and then we're just gonna go. Mm-hmm. So, Krampus, the Christmas Devil, 2014.
Krampus 2.
Krampus, The Reckoning, 2015.
Okay.
Krampus Unleashed, 2016. Krampus 2, The Devil Returns, which is the second part of the Christmas Devil, also 2016. Mother Krampus, 2017.
That sounds like a swear.
Well, then I looked it up a little bit. It has nothing to do with Krampus, so what the fuck?
It's probably about a mother who's like as bad as Krampus.
Krampus Origins, 2018. Mother Krampus 2 Sleigh Ride, 2018.
Yes, it's SLAY Ride.
Yes.
Called it.
And then, I'm not even going to abuse myself this way, Vikings versus Krampus in 2020.
Okay, so that just seems like one of those movies that even the crew behind this is dumb, but let's do it anyway.
And we're part Viking, and I won't watch it. So anyway...
There we go.
That is the story of Krampus.
For better or worse.
Happy Yule and Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays, and here's a word from our sponsor. Maybe. Hey guys, welcome back. Wasn't that a great ad? I had no idea. Anyway.
Mike's turn.
This is the next part in my, I honestly forget what I called it. But it's when I talk about yokai, monsters from Japan.
That might be what you call it.
I don't remember. Anyway, Today I'm going to talk about the Gashadokuro. Now,
I still have no fucking idea.
Gashadokuro, in the
He's
simplest...
standing up, ladies and gentlemen.
The Gashadokuro, in the simplest terms, is a giant fucking skeleton.
And it happens to be the shirt he's wearing.
And it's on the shirt that I'm wearing. Now, the shirt that I'm wearing is actually from a collection from Uniqlo, which is a Japanese clothing brand. They have really quality shirts, but that's besides the point. This painting that's on my shirt, which I have on the computer, as you can see.
Oh, yes.
Is called the Soma no Furu Diary, which translates to, or rather, also known as Takayasha the Witch and the Skeleton Spectre. It is what is known as an ukiyo-e painting, which is just an old Japanese painting. It's like...
why can't they just say old Japanese painting?
Because it's a specific style, like how we have Impressionism, watercolor, stuff like that. Now, the Gashadokuro is probably my favorite yokai. Because it's just a big skeleton.
Yes.
So, the Gashadokuro is usually found near mass graves or battlefields because it is a giant skeleton made up of the skulls and remains of dead soldiers.
Oh.
And what happens
Any particular soldiers?
No, this
But
is
not American soldiers.
No, this is all Japanese.
Okay.
Anyway, the origin is said to be soldiers whose bodies rot in the fields and victims of famine who die unknown in the wilderness rarely receive proper funerary rites. Unable to pass on, their souls are reborn as ghosts, longing eternally for that which they once had.
That's sad.
These people die with anger and pain in their hearts. That energy remains long after their death, long after their flesh is rotted from their bones. By the way, the Japanese are very, supernaturally inclined. They believe in a long afterlife. They believe everything has a spirit. There's I forget what they're called, but there's a concept where if an item lasts 100 years, it gains a spirit and becomes a yokai.
Yeah, I remember you saying that in something.
Yeah.
In one of your other.
Yeah. But, anyway, as their bodies decay, their anger ferments into a grudge against the living, which twists them into a supernatural force. When the bones
And if you could see the picture, this is not like a standing skeleton. This is all...
It's a hunched over skeleton.
Yeah.
This thing, the Gashadokuro is a big boy.
It would scare the fuck out of me.
When the bones of hundreds of victims gather together into one mass, they form the humongous skeletal monster known as the Gashadokuro. Now,
what does that mean translated in English again?
Gashadokuro translates to basically giant. It essentially
giant dead skeleton.
It pretty much it translates to big skeleton, and I'm not gonna lie. Translation: It's onomatopoeic, which just means rattling skull. An alternate name is
rattling skull. Makes sense.
An alternate name for it is also the Odokuro, which is giant skull.
Okay.
Fun fact, they don't have a diet, but they will still eat humans for fun. I mean,
any specific kind of human?
No, just any.
So they don't even eat the bad guys?
No, they'll just eat any. They just eat humans, they find it fun.
Okay. It would be better if they ate the bad guys, but alright.
Yeah. So, I forget the exact size, but a Gashadokuro.
Don't fuck around and find out, people.
They are, tens of meters tall. Here's another artist depiction. Now, how many floors can you tell are on that building there, Mom?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Roughly 4 to 5 floors.
And is that mountains behind him?
Yes, those are mountains in the distance. This Gashadokuro takes up 1, 2, 3, 4 floors of this Japanese tower. So we're talking...
His jaw takes up 1.
Yeah, he's a big boy. And
I'm good, fam.
From what I know about the Gashadokuro, they are pretty much invincible. So
you can't kill them.
Yep. Too large and powerful.
Oh, that's right, because they already dead.
Yeah. Too large and powerful to be killed. The Gashadokuro maintain their existence.
Not even Godzilla?
Not even Gojira. The Gashadokuro maintain their existence until the energy and malice stored up in their bodies is burnt out. Meaning, the only way they go away is when their soul, the evil spirits are just like, fuck it. And they just give up.
Yeah, I'm done. So basically, they say when they're done.
Yeah. Just like Godzilla.
Just like Godzilla.
However, because of the large amount of dead bodies required to form a single Gashadokuro, these abominations are rarer today than they were in the past, when wars and famine were a part of everyday life. So meaning, I want to say, what are we in? In Japan, we are in the Reiwa era. So we're talking from Edo period up to about, basically from like the 1400s up until maybe pre-World War One. So you're talking like a good 500-year stretch that these things were more commonly, quote-unquote, seen. The earliest record of a... You good?
I'm looking at one of our other episodes and come on, Eileen, and goodbye, Eileen.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
But you forgot to add spiders to the end.
No, I didn't put... you put it at the beginning.
I always put it at the end, too.
Oh, I never noticed. Let's see. Anyway, the earliest record of a Gashadokuro goes back over 1,000 years to a bloody rebellion against the central government by a samurai named Taira no Masakado. His daughter, Takayashi Hime, which Hime means princess, so it's Princess Takayashi,
okay,
was a famous sorceress. When Masako was eventually killed for his revolt, his daughter continued his cause. Using her black magic, she summoned a great skeleton from the bodies of dead soldiers to attack the city of Kyoto, which was the original capital of Japan, before they moved it to Tokyo. Her monster is depicted in a famous print by Utagawa Kuniyoshi, which is what I'm wearing.
Okay.
But yeah, he a big old skeletal.
Yeah, he a little scary.
Let's see. So yeah, another thing that I have here, it's a rehash of what I just said, but it's a bit more vague. In the first legend, the Gashadokuro is described as an army of thousands of skeletons having been resuscitated from among the dead. Over the years, however, it appears in the form of a skeletal specter with a bent back, which is why it looks hunched over.
It's just creepy.
And I love it! But yeah, basically, okay, so for my video game fans here, especially for video games like Super Smash Bros., Gashadokuro is essentially the Ridley of yokai, where Ridley in Smash Brothers is hunched over most of the time, but if you use his one specific taunt, he straightens his back and he's just real tall. That's a Gashadokuro. It's hunched over most of the time, but if that thing were to stand up straight, it would tower over a bunch of shit. So, in its search for vengeance and justice for these dishonored souls, the spirit roams around the countryside after midnight. When it moves, it produces sounds whose Japanese onomatopoeia is written as gachi gachi. Gachi gachi.
What is it?
The onomatopoeia is gachi gachi.
So when you hear that, you better fucking run.
Yeah, it's basically... So the way Japanese onomatopoeias work, it's... since their language is more phonetic than ours, like we have... Bang, crack, zoom.
Yeah.
They actually have, like, in their language, they go by what it sounds like to them. So, like, don, like D-O-N, D-O
right.
With the little line over top of it. I forget what it's called. Don is, like, their version of bam.
Okay.
Like, bam, bam.
Right.
Don, don, like that. That was, special, what was it?
SVU.
Yeah. But yeah, gachi gachi is basically their version of rattle rattle.
Okay.
Its goal is to cut off the heads of solitary travelers to drink their blood. Like I said, just for fun.
'Cause fuck it.
Nevertheless, people can become aware of its presence in advance by feeling a buzzing sensation in their ears.
Oh, so first you feel it, then you hear it.
First you say it, then you do it. Oh, shit!
Yep.
There are many and varied representations of the Gashadokuro, but the best of these is still the triptych of... T-R-I...
Say that 3 times fast.
Triptych. Triptych of Prince by Utagawa, the guy that made the thing I'm wearing, basically. The artist depicts the princess invoking the yokai to protect the palace from its enemies. Nowadays, the starving skeleton remains a popular figure and is found in pop culture, portraying antagonistic characters. It appears in the anime film Pompoko, which came out in 1994. If I remember correctly, Pompoko is a Studio Ghibli film. They did like Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke. When you think of an anime film, it's most likely something they made, is what you think of. And also in the manga is One Piece, which is one of the most popular manga franchises in the world, and has been going constantly since 1997, and is still not done yet. And Inoboku SS, which is a newer series. This legendary creature can also often be seen in video games, like my favorite video game of all time, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Yes, you do love your Legends of Zelda.
And Dark Souls 3. So yeah, it's a very popular thing. Oh, so here's what it looks like. And this is like almost like identical to the ukiyo-e painting right here. This is from the Ghibli movie. He's got the same bent over pose.
It's just creepy as shit.
And I love it. It's just a giant bag of bones. Without the bag, it's just bones.
Yeah.
Fucking love this thing. It's so cool. But yeah, basically, I'm sorry that my part of this is a little shorter than my things usually are, but
it's cool.
Yeah, the Gashadokuro is probably my favorite yokai. It, again, just to summarize everything, hundreds of dead soldiers, pissed off that they died when they did. They just become a giant skeleton and eat people for fun.
Yeah, not because they're bad or deserve it, just fucking cuz.
They eat them because they're like, fuck you, you're still alive.
You're alive, I'm not. I'm gonna
you.
fucking eat you.
And that's the Gashadokuro, a giant skeleton that eats people for fun.
And you need to look it up because it is.
It's pretty fucking cool.
It is kind of creepy.
Don't worry about having to spell it because we will make sure the name is in the title.
Yes, we'll put it in the show notes. God, I got a lot of show notes to type.
But yeah, that was my part of this half of the, quote unquote, half of the episode. Sorry, this episode's a little shorter than normal, but Christmas is coming up.
Yes.
We had a lot.
Don't be bad, or
Krampus will capture you, torture you, and the Gashadokuro will eat you for no reason other than to just eat you.
And they might be friends, you never know.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a story somewhere about that.
Krampus might eat you too.
Yeah, Krampus will eat you after he beats your ass.
After, jolly old Saint Nick says that one was bad, go beat him with a perch stick. Tie him up with your chains and bells.
I want there to be a movie now where Santa Claus is just like, nice. Oh, naughty. Krampus, you're up!
He does that in that movie.
He does!
He hands him the list and says,
Here's your list, have fun!
Those two movies, like I said.
The concept was good, the execution was bad. I'm guessing, is what you're getting at.
The budget was lower than low could be.
So it was like an F-tier movie instead of a B-tier movie.
Yes.
Ugh.
But still, I hate to say this.
It was enjoyable, wasn't it? It was so bad it was good. It was
closer to
the lore of the character.
The lore than Krampus was.
Than the one that we have.
Right. Because they didn't have Santa in there at all. And they focused... Krampus had more of the little elves and
he had the dark
toys.
He had the dark elves and all that.
The lore itself of Krampus does not have anything about
I was going to say, in the lore of Krampus, he gets his hands dirty.
Exactly. But if we're talking about sticking to the lore of Krampus...
They did that well enough.
They did the damn thing.
Yeah.
They did the damn thing. And even in those two movies... Santa calls Krampus brother.
Yeah.
And they travel together.
This kid's bad. Bro, you're up. Got it. Ha!
And Krampus, he talks. Oh, God. Like, he talks low, but he talks. He's like, this one, and this one. This one did this. Funny part. It's not funny because I agree 100%. But apparently this one boy was abusive to an animal, and Santa says, I don't like that. I know. So you gotta get this one. Mm-hmm. And he's got, the list in his hand, and he's like...
This, here, right here.
This one. And Krampus goes and does what he's gotta do. But, they do show torturing kids, like.
Mm.
But the dad having sex with the daughter, but he didn't know.
The human part of the story.
But he didn't know it was his daughter because she had a plague mask on.
Okay.
So he didn't know, and it had been like...
That makes it... I don't want to say that makes it better, but it makes it better from a story standpoint, because then it's not like, oh yeah, my daughter's fucking hot, let's do it.
Well, he was tied down, and
yeah.
the daughter's on top.
So she raped him.
She raped him.
See, it can happen to men too.
Well, obviously. And then, Santa says, oh, ho, ho, blah, 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 but some stupid shit.
Krampus, you're up. Got it.
And then, he says to the dad, because the dad never found the daughter. She just went missing.
Yeah, she got
taken. The daughter was psychotic. Spoiler alert. Anyway.
Crazy girl.
I recommend watching them.
Just for the fact that they keep to the lore.
They keep to the lore. Mm-hmm. They keep to the lore. The second one has the incestual sex scene.
The rape cest.
Right. But like I said, she's got the plague mask on, so you can't see that.
It's basically the big reveal of the movie.
He doesn't know it's his daughter till Santa says, oh, well,
You banged your daughter. Wait, I did what?
He's like, you're going to be a dad and a grandfather. And that's when you realize... Mm-hmm. And I didn't like the whole, ritualistic part of it.
Yeah, it always gets weird when you get to that kind of stuff.
As far as lore goes, yes, those two fit better.
Speaking of Krampus getting his hands dirty in his own lore, you know who else gets their hands dirty in their own lore? The Gashadokuro, when it's eating its victims. Gachi, gachi, gachi. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, that was our holiday episode, even though only half of it was really holiday themed.
And it was a fucked up holiday, but you know what? We are horticultural.
Don't forget, Christmas is a ruse. It's stolen pagan holiday because Christians don't like to make up their own ideas. I'm kidding! I am kidding!
But not really.
Yeah, I have...
Listen.
Legally, I have to say I'm kidding, because,
Listen. Linda, listen. Listen, Linda. No, believe in what you want to believe. Just don't
force it on other people
else to believe in what you want to believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. We love you all, and we are horticultural where
we grow love for all things spooky and macabre. If you have any suggestions for what we can look into, make sure to hit us up on social media. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, or you can send us a jolly old-fashioned email to horrorcultural@gmail.com. We will take any suggestions, except if they involve dolls. You know who I'm talking about.
Tino.
But, like my mother had said, don't force your own beliefs down someone else's throat. You don't have to agree with what others believe, but you have to respect what they believe.
Listen, we are all humans, and we are all allowed... Variety is the spice of life.
Yes.
Live and let live. Every single one of us bleeds red when you cut us open. I don't recommend doing that. It's against the law. But,
everywhere. It's everywhere around the world. It's against the law.
Live and let live, people. It's the holiday season, no matter what holiday. Kwanzaa.
Hanukkah.
Yule.
Christmas. Hanukkah. Well, what's the one?
Christmas Hanukkah.
Christmas Hanukkah Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Celebrate
Festivus. Get your
Celebrate
Festivus poles.
Yeah, celebrate them all. Just be kind to others.
That was a Seinfeld reference for, the younger fans that aren't my age and don't know what the fuck Seinfeld is.
It costs $0 to be kind.
Remember, like we said, variety is the spice of life. Learn about a new culture. You'll learn something fascinating.
Like Krampus!
Or the rabbit on the moon, which I'll get into in another episode.
Oh, shit.
That'll be probably my next kind of sort of yokai episode. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you send us suggestions or an email. Make sure to follow us on social media. Make sure to, follow us on here too so you can figure out when the next episode comes out.
Guess what? We would love if you would give us a 5-star rating, share us with your friends, and
share us with your friends. Your friends' friends, your enemies. I don't care. Tell your dogs about us. They will know what we're talking about, but hey, a wolf is a response.
Thank you guys so much, and keep it creepy.
Great day. Have a great day, guys. See you later.